Hello guys, welcome back. So let's start with a new topic, that is venous supply of the lower limb. Now, venous supply of the lower limb is divided into two main veins, superficial veins and deep veins. Now deep veins, they are actually same as the main arteries which we had studied in the previous video. Okay, so they run along with main arteries, write down, and have same names as them. We had anterior tibial artery, in vein we have anterior tibial vein. Okay, lastly, the superficial vein and deep vein together will drain into femoral vein, which will drain into external iliac vein. So write down one extra point. Lastly, all veins drain into femoral vein, which drains into which vein? External iliac vein. Okay, so now let's start with the superficial veins. Okay, so superficial veins, write down one point, that they will be draining into deep veins. Write down, they drains into deep vein, because femoral vein is what? Femoral vein is a deep vein, because we have studied in the artery, right? Very main artery, femoral artery. So similarly for the deep vein we have femoral vein. So the superficial vein will be basically draining into this femoral vein, so draining into deep veins. Okay, let's learn about the superficial veins in detail. Now let's start with the superficial vein in detail. The superficial vein will divide into two main veins. Okay, so starting first, the great saphenous vein. What is the name of the vein? The great saphenous vein. And the another branch of the main vein in the superficial vein is small saphenous vein. What is the name? Small saphenous vein. And there is something common in both these veins, so let's write down that they are formed by dorsal venous arc of foot. Dorsal venous arc of foot. Okay, so for the venous supply, we are studying from how the blood is drained from your toes and will go into your heart. Okay, so we'll be starting with the very distal portion of your body, unlike arteries where we study from the proximal portion to the distal portion. Now, as I said that this great saphenous vein and small saphenous vein, they are formed by dorsal venous arc of the foot, but they also have their own particular vein each. Okay, so the first way, write down for great saphenous vein, that it is also formed by dorsal vein of big toe. Dorsal vein of big toe. Okay, and the small saphenous vein, it is also formed by dorsal vein little toe of little toe. Okay, now further, this vein, great saphenous vein, what happens? So write down, it ascends upwards in the medial side. It ascends upward in the medial side of lower leg and passes anteriorly to medial malleolus. Medial malleolus is of tibia bone, right? So it will cross this medial malleolus anteriorly. Right down, therefore it drains. Therefore, which compartment should it drain the blood from? It will drain from, write down, it will drain blood from anterior and medial compartment of lower leg. Okay, so remember this compartments. Okay, great saphenous vein drains from anterior and medial compartment. Small saphenous vein, I'll tell you in few minutes. Okay, now as it ascends upwards, it will go upwards through this anterior and the medial side of the lower leg, and then write down, it ascends to the thigh through medial condyle. It will pass through the medial condyle at knee. Okay, and write down, and in the thigh, just before inguinal ligament, it becomes which vein? It will become femoral vein. What it will become? Femoral vein. This femoral vein will further drain into this external iliac vein. Okay, so this was about the great saphenous vein. For the small saphenous vein, what happens is, I'm using orange color for the small saphenous vein. Okay, so for small saphenous vein, it ascends up, right down, it ascends upwards the posterior side of leg, okay, and passes posteriorly to lateral malleolus. So it will pass behind the lateral malleolus. Okay, so write down. Therefore, it drains blood from which compartment? It is present at the posterior side and is going behind the lateral malleolus. Now the lateral malleolus is present on the side, lateral side. So it will drain the blood from the posterior and lateral compartment of lower leg. Okay. Then further, write down, it will move in popliteal fossa. Okay. Popliteal fossa is present on that side, posterior side, right? So in the popliteal fossa, it will move and become popliteal vein. Okay, this popliteal vein, write down, it travels through adductor hiatus and become, which vein it will become? Similar to arteries, right? Very similar. It will then be renamed as femoral vein, which will further drain into which vein? External iliac vein. So I'm sure you can find very much similarity between arteries and veins. Okay, so this was all about the venous drainage of the lower limb. I'll revise this quickly once again. Okay, so the venous supply is divided into superficial vein and the deep veins. The deep veins run along with the arteries and therefore they have the same names. Okay, the superficial veins drains into the deep veins. That is, they will drain, all the veins will drain into the femoral vein. Okay, and this femoral vein is actually a deep vein. This femoral vein will later drain into external iliac vein. Okay, now the deep veins is of two main types, the great saphenous vein and the small saphenous vein. This great saphenous vein and small saphenous vein is formed by dorsal venous arc of the foot. Okay, but they also are formed separately by different vein. So the great saphenous vein along with the dorsal venous arc of the foot is formed by dorsal vein of the big toe. Okay, whereas the small saphenous vein along with the dorsal venous arc of the foot is formed by the dorsal vein of the little toe. This great saphenous vein, it will ascend upwards, okay, from the foot to the lower leg medially. Okay, but when it reaches the medial malleolus, it will move anteriorly to it and ascend upwards. So basically it drains the blood from the medial and anterior compartment of the lower leg. It further will keep ascending towards the thigh through the medial condyle of the knee. Okay, and in the thigh, just before the inguinal ligament, it turns into femoral vein, which will further drain into external iliac vein. Now let's look at the small saphenous vein drainage. The small saphenous vein, it will ascend upwards through the posterior side and will pass posteriorly to lateral malleolus to enter the lower leg from the foot. Okay, therefore it will be draining the blood from the posterior and lateral compartment of the lower leg. Once it reaches the popliteal fossa, it becomes popliteal vein. Now popliteal vein, it travels through the adductor hiatus and then it is renamed as femoral vein, which will drain blood back into external iliac vein. Okay, this external iliac vein will further be drained by inferior vena cava. Okay, that will open in your right atrium. So this was all about the venous supply of the lower limb. And there are a few more extra points you should know about this venous supply. So write down the topic. Varicose vein. Now what do you mean by varicose vein? Sometimes veins get dilated. The reason for it is that veins have valves, so they can prevent the backflow of the blood. Okay, they need to move unidirectionally against the gravity, right? So they have valves to prevent the backflow. But sometimes these valves do not function and this leads to increase of pressure in the veins. Okay, so if there is increase in the pressure in the veins, they dilate, and this dilation of the vein is termed as varicose vein. So write it down. Valves are present in the veins to prevent backflow, of blood. Okay, but sometimes they are damaged, causing disturbance in blood flow. Causing disturbance in blood flow. Okay, by increasing, write down, by increasing the pressure in the veins. Therefore, veins dilate due to high pressure. Okay, and this is known as varicose vein. What it is known as? Varicose vein. Now the reason could be that there are people who stand for a very long time. Okay, they have such a profession in which they have to stand for a long time. So where it is seen in pregnant women. Okay, it is seen in teachers, in surgeons, and people who wear heels. So girls, be careful because of this varicose vein. Now this was related to occupation or profession, or you can say daily life. Now pathologically this could be seen. So write down pathological conditions which could lead to varicose veins. So pathological conditions leading to varicose veins are liver cirrhosis. Okay, now what do you mean by this liver cirrhosis? Okay, write down the meaning of it. That healthy liver tissue is replaced. So your liver is having the healthy tissue, and in liver cirrhosis, this healthy tissue of the liver will be replaced by the scar tissue. Okay, so this, what it will cause? It will cause portal hypertension. Now what is that? I'll tell you. First write this down. Healthy liver tissue replaces by scar tissue. Okay, write down this liver cirrhosis causes portal hypertension. What it causes? Portal hypertension. Okay, now this portal hypertension means what? So write down the meaning of it. Portal hypertension, that blood flow is disturbed in portal vein. Now portal vein drains the blood from your abdominal cavity. Okay, so blood flow is disturbed in the portal vein. Okay, so the two main pathological conditions which will lead to varicose vein is liver cirrhosis and portal hypertension. If you only have portal hypertension without liver cirrhosis, then too you have a high chance of getting varicose vein. And if you have liver cirrhosis, then most probably you will suffer from portal hypertension as well. Okay, now there is one more point regarding this. Both of these things, or portal hypertension especially, write it down with portal hypertension, this further causes esophageal varices. Esophageal varices. Now varices means vein dilation. Write the meaning of varices: vein enlargement or dilation. Okay, so esophageal varices means esophageal vein will dilate. Okay, what will happen? There will be blood flow disturbance in the portal vein, in the portal hypertension. Okay, this will cause more blood in the esophageal vein. Now if there's more blood in the esophageal vein causing more pressure, right, so they will enlarge. Okay, so esophageal varices, write down. You can see hematemesis. Now what do you mean by hematemesis? Emesis, write down, it means vomiting. Emesis is vomiting, hemat is blood. So you will see vomit with blood. Okay, in case of esophageal varices. This hematemesis is also seen in many other conditions, pathological conditions, but one of the reason could be esophageal varices as well. Okay, so the pathological conditions of the varicose vein is done. What do you mean by varicose vein? I hope you know now. You know the venous drainage of the lower limb, right? Oh, it's lower limb, guys. Now let's see this in the picture form. So you have this great saphenous vein, right? It is coming from the medial and anterior compartment. Okay, it will cross the medial condyle at the knee. It will cross the medial malleolus anteriorly and will go into the thigh, and just before the inguinal ligament, it turns into common femoral vein or femoral vein. Okay, you have the small saphenous vein which will go from this foot surface, which will go from this plantar surface, and behind the lateral malleolus it will travel, draining the blood from the lateral and the posterior compartment. Here in the popliteal fossa, it will become into popliteal vein. This popliteal vein further will meet the femoral vein and drain the blood over there. Then this femoral vein will drain further the blood in the external iliac vein. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Thank you.